Hello and welcome to the Political Fight Back Begins. With me today, Robin Hood of the Realm of England, when we will be doing our usual thing. So the way we win is to get Great Britain on the blockchain because all legal and political influence stem from economic power. Right, let's cue the intro.
We have before us the opportunity to forge a new world order.
We will be looking at what contact tracing looks like in the new world order.
Not only fight for Ukraine, we fight for this new world order.
And the leader of the opposition and the deep state.
This is exactly what this government wants. It's communism 101.
For the new world order.
All right, there we go. Robin Hood, are you with us?
Yes, good evening and thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us, as always. Absolute pleasure having you on the show. Right, where should we start today?
Well, let's start by what people have been sort of shouting about of how do we get out and how have we got in this position, everything else. You know, I mean, we can see what we're missing, and that's the Constitution. Now, people don't realise how we've got here. And it was by the, and I know this is going to be controversial, but it was by the act of going into the EEC. We were lied to, and everybody involved in that act became in treason and treasonous behaviour. And it's that simple. We cannot, under the Constitution, go into a foreign power. It's as simple as that. Nobody can have power over England but the English unless we're defeated in war. And it's that simple. That is the Constitution principles of everything.
I guess that's what they're trying to do, isn't it? Defeat us in war via deception.
Well, it's not just by... basically, it's a commercial war that they've levied against us. And it's by slippery trickery, it's by fraud, and by illegal conversion. Now, I've just sent you one of about 10 documents with all the facts in there. Now, I'm sick of people trying to say, oh, I don't give you the evidence, I don't give you the facts, and I speak in covertly, which I give you parts of, which is true, because what you've got to do if you're going to use this, you've got to understand it. And if you don't understand it, and you don't understand the meanings behind it, they're going to show you up, lock you up, and throw away the key. And that's before you even know that your ass has hit the ground. Because of how they've defrauded us and converted us into personam identities as debt vessels. Now, I've sent you a document today, which is one of about 12 that I've completed. And they are going to be issued to the relative departments and stuff. Now, what everybody's got to understand is this is not a one department will fix everything, because it's not. It's done through multiple departments of the corporate government. Now, I don't care whether people believe me out there that the Parliament is fully incorporated. Every department is fully incorporated. They're running from a licence which is now issued by the council under the Licensing Act of 2003. That includes the emergency workers that are masquerading as police officers. They're not police officers. They're classified as emergency workers. Nothing more, nothing less. And it's in their own codes, in the Police Act 1996. It's in there. It tells them you're impersonating a police officer. I believe it's section 28, but I'll clarify that up with you. Later on, and it tells them their impersonation of a police officer. They're not a police officer. They do not come under the constitutional monarchy seal. It's as simple as that. They're not Crown officers. They're not engaged by the people. They have sworn an affirmation to the state corporation. State fiction. That's it. They're Pace Act 1984. Read it. It'll tell you in there, the certain sections, it's in a few of my documents, that they can only deal with personams. Now, the way that they deceive you into and ignore you because you are above them in every single shape and form by the Pace Act, which tells them that they're limited to personam identity only. So what they use is the land registry document of the ID1, ID2, ID3, ID4, ID5 form, which they then use to convert you into a personam debt vessel using the 2017 Digital Economies Act, sections 35.1 and 44.1. Licensed operatives can use that to engage in the public sector debt management system. It's all there. So I think what we're going to do is just take a little pause here for a moment, and I'm going to let you read out part of the document I've just sent you, and then I want you the legal wording that I've also sent you. And these are not my words. This is from the law. This is from, and you'll see today everything that you need to know. Well, most of what you need to know, and you should be able to work everything out from there.
Yeah. All right. Do you want me to just read it? Read it out?
Yeah, just read it, mate. I'll tell you where it's spelled.
Right. So this says, arrest warrant demand, crewman, creditor, executor, primacy, PD 57, AD 16.3, D4.1-4D.4, Je soleil anglais, superior position, immediate enforcement, common law executor, sovereign king, je soleil anglais, jus naturel, jus in rem, jus sui juris, live birth notification form 01-03, crewman / creditor over Temple Vesa, Cestui Que v full rebuttal issued by, and then there's a name there, Je soleil anglais, free man of England, crewman, creditor, executor, superior position over all administrative trustees and officers. PD 57 AD 16.3, D4.1-D4.4 primacy, live birth notification 01-03, a blood seal authentication, Lord Chief Justice, Clerk of Chambers, Military Police Serious Fraud Unit, Serious Fraud Office, Admiralty Marshal, RCJ, HMCTS, CEO, Solicitor to Treasury, Secretary of State, Head Constitutional Affairs, CEO, and this has got West Yorkshire Police Corporation, all inspectors, emergency workers, emergency work to act as reference, arrest warrants, executive crewmen. Yeah, this is great. Primacy, corporate officer, felonies, PD 57 AD 16.3 supremacy. And then this continues. And
now, what I want you to do is we'll take a bit of a break there, because obviously people are going to go, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah.
That does not make one bit of sense.
Yeah.
Not one. So, just natural, just in rem. We all know what they mean, right? It's international law recognised. That is the natural man, and just in rem means the superior against the thing, the state fiction. Okay? That's what it means in law. Now, crewman, creditor, that don't make any sense. Nor does the free man of England, the just soleil anglais free man of England, don't make any sense. So if we can pull up the other bit that I've shown you, so now this is their legal full legal definition of what these two pieces mean.
Is that what you just sent me on WhatsApp?
Yep.
Do you want me to read that now?
Yep. So we get
Okay.
it. Now this is straight off their legal books, straight from their horse's mouth.
Right. Brilliant. Okay, yeah. So it says, jus soli and crewman creditor status, full legal definition. Jus soli meaning, Latin term meaning right of the soil, establishes citizenship by birth within the territory of the sovereign realm. In English common law, confers automatic sovereign status upon birth on English soil. Jus soli anglais, independent of parental citizenship or statutory fictions. Executor declares jus soli status as a free man of England, holding natural allegiance to the imperial crown, superior to all statutory jurisdictions. Crewman creditor status, meaning admiralty, maritime stroke admiralty term, designating the lawful claimant, which is creditor, to a vessel, cargo, or estate under commercial law. In this context, sovereign executor positioned as crewman stroke creditor over the temple vessel, which is the living man, entitled to command all inferior administrative debtors, which is judge, police, and bank. Statutory demand creditor status invokes executive primacy to seize stroke demand payment from corporate fictions trespassing on sovereign estate.
Now, if we go back up the document there where it says within the territory of sovereign realm, there's two little triangles with...
Yep.
Yeah. Now, that's the links that I couldn't transfer. Now, if you press on them, it'll show you exactly the meaning. It shows you exactly the wording within the law.
Right. Okay.
So that's not me making it up.
Yeah.
This is the actual full definition of the meaning of those two things. So instead of being the sovereign creditor, which we've always used and always done, right, as the true man of England, they've now, because of the reinvention of the Cestui Que Trust and the fact that the 1707 is the one where it's the presumption, so you're presumed dead, you're presumed to live over the sea, to reside over the sea, and what they've done is your live birth notification form, which you never get a copy of, which is fraud, deception and deceit, and an act of treason, right, is sent across the high seas. It's either to America or Canada or another state, okay?
Yeah.
And this is where they get you under the Cestui Que Trust as presumed over the sea.
Right.
And they run off your birth certificate, which is not, as the Chief Registrar states, it's just a record of an event. Okay, yeah, we'll give you that to sort of a somewhat of a degree. Now you add an account number, which is called a CRISP or a QCIP number, spelled CUPIS, right? Number, account number.
Yep.
That now is attached to all your bills. So your bills now come with an account number or a debt number. And all this is for is to access the trust.
And do you think all these businesses, like the utilities, like the gas,
Correct.
electricity,
They all know.
Sky, you think they all know?
All the corporations know. Yep. Because they even SPV, special purpose vehicle, your meters. Anything with a number on it is SPV'd. You are now paying off the state's debtor's debt. What did he say at the bottom there? Let me refresh your memory, guys. Sovereign executor position as crewman, creditor of the temple vessel. Where's temple vessel mentioned? It is in the 1666 Cestui Que Trust Act, still in force, under sections 811, 1819, chaff 2 and 11. The temple vessel. That's what it states. We are the temple vessel of who? The Holy Ghost.
Got ya.
Right? That is biblical, because God resides within us, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are the temple of God's temple itself. He dwells within us. It's there in the Holy Scriptures. I use the Holy Gospel, and it states it quite factually in multiple sections. Right? So that's what the temple vessel means. And because of our blood that holds God's gene, because as to the Holy Ghost, and this is where it gets biblical and spiritual, and this is where people are coming from, what does it state? It states God from the earth, from the dust of the earth, molded man in his own image, and then through his nostrils gave him life and breathed soul into his body, making him a living man.
Gosh, it's amazing what they've done. It's amazing what
Correct.
they've done. Jeepers.
Yeah, and this is now every government department. The DVLA is involved. Ministry of Justice is involved. The judges are involved up to their necks. The police are no longer police. They are registered. Each police officer is an individual corporation by his epaulette numbers. They don't tell you that, do they? And that's a breach of the Companies Act, because every company director must tell you who they are, the full name, and their company status.
I bet the coppers don't even know this, or do you think they
Oh,
do?
yes, they do.
Really?
Oh, yes, they do, and they know exactly what they're doing. But that's another show for me to tell you how they know. Because when you ask a police officer for the ID1, ID2, ID3, ID4, ID5 forms, they panic. Who are you to speak to me? I am the crewman. We're no longer the sovereign creditor as we understand it from our common law ancestral rights. They've now converted us to maritime admiralty terms, designations. So to claim your true status, you have to go through maritime admiralty designating terms. The lawful claimant creditor to the vessel cargo, because what the birth certificate, you are registered as cargo by illegal conversion.
Unbelievable.
And estates under commercial law. When does the natural man become under commercial law? So the Companies Act 2006, all persons are now corporations. Section 26, subsection 790L, all the way to LZ, I think it is. Memory serves. Tells you how they've done it there. And then by the ID1, ID4, what is it forms? By the manipulation of your driving license, your passport, everything. Every office is involved, and the council and councillors up to their back teeth.
Shocking, mate. Shocking.
They cannot get away from it. They've got caught. All of them. The police are no longer the police. They're emergency workers. They cannot be assaulted. They cannot be damaged because they have no authority whatsoever. None. They can only deal in personam. So by the illegal conversion, and that's in Archibald 2025, and it's the go-to High Court book of law.
Yep.
And it's constructive fraud, constructive treason. It's uttering.
And what's the definition of uttering again?
Issuing something as true, knowing it to be false.
Got ya.
By deception in an attempt to steal. So they're seizing everybody's assets. That's theft. They can't do that. With a black stamp that's an administrative stamp and does not have any imperial crown seal by a commissioned officer. And it must be signed by a commissioned officer of the court, running solely under the imperial crown authority of the people.
Which they're not.
And if he's not, he stands in treason.
Oof. Oof.
Because that's usurpation. That's usurpation of our constitutional safeguards and protections. So if we go back to the other document, please.
Yeah.
If you want to start
yeah.
there from... We've got down to 10th of February 2026.
Do you want me to start with Lord Chief Justice, Clerk of Chambers?
Yeah, no, just go right down. We know who we're sending it to. I think people have got the idea of, where it goes to. So if we just start with after the name, and it's just solid freeman, crewman, creditor of the temple vessel, living man, sovereign to all statutory jurisdictions, administrative trustees. Now, what I want to explain by administrative trustees, that's the judges, bankers, councillors, chief executives.
All right.
Okay. If you want to go on from there, then.
Okay, so administrative trustees, emergency workers, corporate police officers under PD 57 AD 16.3, again D4.1, D4.4, primacy maritime admiralty law. Crewman equals lawful claimant stroke creditor to a vessel cargo estate. Executor crewman commands all inferior administrative debtors trespassing on sovereign estate. Arrest warrant demand, immediate execution, demand issued under executor superior position, authority of military police. Arrest warrant against, warrant 1, CEO West Yorkshire Police, corporation charges. 1, corporate impersonation conspiracy. Licensing Act 2003, Section 90, orchestration. ID 1, and I think that's ID 5, illegal conversion enterprise, trust fraud.
Well, it's ID 1 to ID 5,
right, got
illegal conversion enterprise. Trust fraud, Cestui Que, Trust Act 1666, 1707.
That's the one, yep. 3, PD 57 AD 16.3, criminal contempt, failure yield to executor primacy. 4, mental stroke emotional distress battery, reckless corporate malfeasance. Warrants 2 to N, all inspectors, individual liability charges. 1, Police Act 1996, Section 90, individual police impersonation felonies. 2, common
there you
law.
Go. So if you stop there,
yep.
We stop there. So the Police Act 1996, Section 90, sorry, not 28, Section 90, individual emergency workers impersonation felony.
Got ya.
Not police. The licensed emergency workers. That's high treason. It's felony treason. It's usurpation for self-gain. Because they all get bonused.
Is that what it is? No way.
They all get bonused. They all get paid out of the Cestui Que trust.
Right, so they're pilfering everybody, getting their title and surname.
You are nothing more than a prize ship to them. And they can't touch you. They've got no authority to touch you. None at all. So if you got number 2. And that's proof of it. Police Act 996, Section 90. Individual police impersonation felony.
Shocking, mate. Shocking. So they can pilfer from your trust without you even knowing.
Correct. That's all this is.
And they could, I mean, and since we don't know what they're doing, they could pilfer that for as much as they want.
one of the police, and all the police forces piddle in the same pot. One of the trusts that we've discovered, right, according to close sources, has 196 trillion in it. What they've pilfered.
Oh my goodness.
And that's from 2015 to date. I think that's what he said. But I'll have to double check that and we can clarify that up at a later date.
That's just a staggering amount. And
Yep.
it's all creative accounting.
Yeah, and
Created from
basically
nothing.
this is where the FCA can now state that they have to pay you back 24.4 billion. Now you know where it's coming from. 196 trillion. Well, I'm sorry, but 124.4 billion out of 196 trillion isn't even a pebble in the water.
Jeepers. And do you think anybody has actually done this yet?
No, it's coming out now. Everybody's looking at different angles to get this. This is absolutely guaranteed what they're doing. This is not me making this up.
Yeah.
This is their own rule. This is them. This is from there. I have not used, and you'll see what I've used on here. And I've done. You saw this. Hopefully, everybody's seen the show, and I've done on the perpetuity law under Halsbury's.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the Magna Charta is still all in force. Parliament cannot touch it. It's above Parliament. Parliament hasn't got the right to touch it. Has got no rights whatsoever. It surrendered sovereignty to its sovereignty to a foreign power. That's treason. And that's what they did in 1972. They couldn't surrender our sovereignty, so they surrendered their delegated sovereignty from the people.
And you can't delegate authority. Bonham case, yeah?
Nope. Cartona principle. Cartwright principle. Cartwright principle. Cartona doctrine. No power can be delegated. Never mind surrendered. If you surrender the sovereignty authority of the people, that is high treason. And that is in the constitutional norms, that is in the constitutional documents, and it's in the Bill of Rights. I believe it's Article 4. Parliament is wholly sovereign over its own house, which is Parliament. It holds no other power. It has no other power at all. That's what allows them to speak with immunity. That's it. They can call each other all sorts of words, and nobody can do anything. Nobody, because it is and has sovereign immunity within that house only. It cannot produce laws. It cannot make a law. Doesn't have the capability. The
Shocking,
people have
mate.
forgotten what our constitution is. People have forgotten the massive amount of writing that our constitution have. Never mind the unwritten constitution.
It's
Anything that
mind-blowing,
is
mate.
repugnant to the constitution is void for being so. Simple as that. That's any act. Void. And it is we, the people, that decide what act we're going to apply or not apply. It's not the police, it's not Parliament. We can say, no. Don't fucking think so. I'm not having that. Piss off. That's against my constitutional rights. I'm not playing that game. Off. But because they're now and they're going to be charged with terrorism under the Terrorism Act, Article 1, political agenda, by trying to enforce a political agenda of a corporate licensed parliament. That's all that's going off. The dead have no rights. Simple as that. They don't own property, and we are dead. We are presumed lost at sea by all these corporate CEOs, chief trustees, that are all cashing in.
Shocking, mate. Shocking.
So if you go to number 3.
Number 3, Magna Carta 1297.
No, it's number 3. PD 57, DA 16, criminal contempt, failure to yield to executor. Right? Now, they failed to yield. That's contempt of constitution and supremacy of the man before them.
Right.
That's the death penalty.
Oof. Criminal contempt. Shall we carry on with the rest of it?
Yeah.
So number 4, mental / emotional distress battery, reckless corporate malfeasance, warrants 2 to N, all inspectors, individual liability charges. And then we've got points 1, Police Act 1996, Section 90, individual police impersonation felonies, common law conspiracy, ID 1 to ID 5, conversion facilitation, administrative office abuse, executor primacy defiance, fiduciary obligation breach, trustee duty, failure warrants, N+1, all emergency workers / actors, individual felonies. 1, I think it's Section 90, impersonation, trading as a police constable under corporate license. 2, common law kidnapping, warrants less detention of jus soli executor. 3, Magna Carta 1297, CI 29, freeman trespass violations. 4, PD 57 AD 16.3, contempt, refusal to yield superior position. 5, torturous battery, mental, emotional, physical distress, legal foundation, crewman executor, primacy, PD 57 AD 16.3, D4.1, D4.4, 2023, binding upon all administrators. And then it's got D4.1, executor holds superior position to corporate administrators. D4.2, corporate possesses must give effect to executor directions. D4.3, corporate fictions subordinate to jus in rem sovereign. And D4.4, immediate recognised executor primacy, criminal contempt refusal. Crewman / creditor status, maritime law, claimant over estate vessel. Temple vessel, living man. Administrative debtors, police corporation, emergency workers, courts, banks, jurisdictional nullities, confirmed no authority over executor. 1, number JC or no JCR Commission, Senior Courts Act 1981, Section 129. 2, no Great Seal, Local Government Act 1972, Schedule 28, courts abolished. 3, no wet ink warrants, CPR 73/3 or 3/73.7, sequestration triggered. 4, corporate license only, Licensing Act 2003, emergency workers. 5.
If we stop there,
Yep.
before you get any, So, as you can see there, I have not, and this can all be verified, right? Because everything there is in their books. It's their speak, not ours. Senior Courts Act, Section 129, right? There's no great seals in the courts anymore, none. And without a great seal, there is no court. Local Governments Act 1972, Schedule 28. What does it say? Direct from, and a direct quote from Schedule 28.
Schedule 28, courts abolished.
Courts abolished. So what the hell are we walking into if it's not a court of law?
Right, got you. No Great Seal, courts abolished. No wet ink signature, no warrants. Sequestration triggered. Licensing Act,
That means
emergency
full
workers.
redress. Right, there you go. Corporate Licensing Act. Emergency workers. Every officer of the corporation is licensed by the council, and then the corporate partnership of the police agency trading as a divisional regional police force. So when the Justice Secretary went on one of the programs a few days ago and said, oh, we're going to get all the police forces down to 5 regional police forces now. We're going to amalgamate them all, and then we're going to put an FBI-style thing and license them all. They're already licensed, sweetheart. You've just lied to the people. You've just literally told the biggest lie ever.
So
there's the evidence.
So it's already in place, basically. They're just going to change the name and call it FBI.
Yeah, well, they're just going to do whatever they want to do because they're all licensed. They're all under a corporate head. And they cannot now become back to a police force as a true constitutional constable.
So
they've broken the law. They're under Felony Treason Act. They breached the Supremacy Act. They breached the Coronation Oaths Act. They breached the Bill of Rights. It is high treason, felony treason, conspiracy to commit treason, constructive fraud, pilfering, theft, property theft, asset stripping of England for the benefit of themselves and the state. Fiction. Now this is them, not me. You can see that CPR. Anybody want to know what CPR is?
Court procedure rules.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. Corporate Licensing Act. Licensing Act 2003. Look it up. Emergency workers. They've licensed each individual emergency worker, and they're now, as to Section 90 of the 1996 Police Act, personating police constables.
So the question then, all right. So number 5, Cestui Que rebutted, LBNF 0103, proof of life felony, enumeration, statutory and common law, high treason, constructive, usurpation, constitutional hierarchy, preliminary acts 1351 to 1392, birthright encroachment, ID1, ID5, illegal conversion, sovereign man, trespass, Magna Carta 1215, and that's C1 39. Then felony treason, Police Act 1996, Section 90, corporate impersonation enterprise, trust fraud, post rebuttal, Cestui Que presumption. Constructive fraud is Lobu versus Porazzo 1941. 48 Cal application 2D 346-348, failure to reveal material facts of license, immediate estoppel. Archibald criminal pleading 2025, chapter 25, page 3124, fraud by omission, superior executor authority. Chapter 28, page 3789, birth certificate corporate vessel, constructive felony treason, sequestration, immediate high court application, senior courts act 1981, section 61, subsection 20 to 22, jurisdictional bond forfeit upon contempt, section 129, RCJ commission exhibition mandatory, court procedure rules 73.7, writ of sequestration. How do you pronounce that? Sequestration. Yep. To enforce compliance where contempt is proven. Non-disclosure triggered. Emergency Worker License Act. No warrant authority. Executive commands. Arrest warrant execution to Lord Chief Justice. Military police. Immediate. Command 1. Issue arrest warrants per scheduled above. Command 2. Execute sequestration writs. CPR 73.7 corporate bonds. Command 3, suspend West Yorkshire Police corporate licence fraud proven. Execution date 14th of February 2026. Place corporate police headquarters plus residence of named officer corporate police. Final notice to CEO, inspectors, emergency workers. And then final 48 hours from the 12th of February 2026. 1. Surrender to military police custody voluntarily. 2. Disclose all ID1, ID5, QSIP and NINO records immediately. 3. Declare recognition of executor crewmen, primacy publicity. Non-compliance, execution of above arrest, warrants constitutional supremacy. Jus Soli Angleterre Supremacy Act 1559. Foreign jurisdiction, prohibited corporation oath. Sovereign freeman protection, mandatory Bill of Rights 1689. Pretended authority, illegal, Magna Carta 1797. CI 29. No free man taken except by law of the land. Arrest warrants demanded under crewman stroke executive superior authority. PD 57 AD 16.3 primacy. No RCJ commission, corporate police felonies. Military enforcement 14th of February, so Valentine's Day 2026. Sequestration immediate, served by blood seal, red wax sovereign authority. Jus Solis Angleterre crewman creditor executive superior position. That's pretty intense. Blood seal divine eternal Je suis Angleterre authorization red wax imperial crown. Supreme crewman creditor authority service protocol immediate. All right, mate. I mean that's epic. Really epic.
So that now shows everybody in their own hand what they've done.
That's amazing, mate. That's amazing.
That's just one department. That's just one department. Never mind the land registry. Never mind the driving light DVLA. Never mind the other departments. They're all on this. The council tax. They've got to pay you it all back. Every single penny. Go through the FCA, SMF16 officer, demand Cestui Que, full redress. All QSIP audit trails and demand full payment back. Everything we paid in tax is fraud. Everything. We're not the debtors. They are.
Oof. So, I mean, bearing in mind they're all corrupt. Everything is corrupt. What can we do?
Mate, we've followed the rule of law. That's as simple as it gets, right? The point that I'm trying to make with all this, and my only point with all this, right, is whether you believe in the Constitution or not is immaterial. The Constitution is proven. It has survived 800 years plus. Okay? It works. It's never let anybody down. The maxims of law have never let anybody down. Right? It is the men behind the authority which is given to them on trust and can be removed from them in a heartbeat. Everybody thinks you can't argue with a judge. He's beneath you. And this is what everybody has forgotten. And we have been duped, lied to, defrauded, frauded, deceived, and been committed treason against for hundreds of years to get to this point. Now, everybody says, oh, no, the Magna Charta's gone. It hasn't. I've proved that. It states in Halsbury's Law, Volume 11, I think 400, page 401, Parliament cannot repeal any perpetuity documents. They are above Parliament. They are our birthright. And that's just proved it. Just Soli Anglia. That's it. That's who we are. Free men of England. But they moved all that into corporate speak, maritime admiralty jurisdiction for a man on land that's now been turned into a corporate debt vessel. You couldn't make this bullshit up. And I've just proven it. That's just one department I'm going after. That's every police division in England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, throughout the Commonwealth. They're all running under license. They've converted us into debtors from creditors. We've just needed to learn the terminology in law. We now command these to do one. Right? We sue the pants off them. When I did that thing with you and said 24.4 billion, this is not a joke, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you are due for every arrest, for every time in prison that you've spent convicted of a crime by policy. There is no crime by policy. It's a policy. Oh, legislation's law. Well, here's the shocker. No, it's not. No, it's not. Parliament does not hold sovereignty. It surrendered it to Brussels
But
in
that's
73.
That's
And it couldn't
repugnant to
send
the
it.
Constitution.
Of course it is. It's not only repugnant, it's high treason on about 50 levels. Lord Denning's letter was very clear in 1960. There was no way in hell that we could join the EEC without our express consent. We didn't get it. We were lied to. No, your sovereignty will not be I remember the thing in 1974. I've watched the video on it on YouTube. Edward Heath.
Yeah, I remember that.
No, it doesn't affect you. Don't affect you. Well, I think it does, young man. Because now in Local Governments Act, you've destroyed all courts. You've removed them. You've abolished them. Who are you, a servant of the people, to abolish anything? This is why you've now got 50-tier justice, 2-tier. What a joke. They're being smashed all over the place. We're being assaulted. We are treated as bonuses. End of. They're selling our DNA. They're selling our fingerprints. They're selling every piece of information about us that they can. I've done the show on CPR, on facial recognition and other biometrics. The police cannot use it because they're not police officers.
Yeah, but they are using
they're emergency
it, aren't
workers. Yes, it's a criminal act. It's a criminal act.
Jeepers.
It's a breach of CPR 8, and it was proven in 2008. They cannot use facial recognition. Never mind, they can't use photographs. They can't use anything. They have to prove that you're the man. But now they don't, because you are the debt vessel that they hold superior authority over as the personam and they're the quasim. When in actual fact, you're the executor. What's going off? Now we've found it. Now we've found that we've all been moved to the corporate law, and we're still trying to fight under common law, and they've removed the common law courts. They've abolished them and brought in these foreign bar-guild courts, because that's all they are. They run under bar-guild presumption. So you just rebut every presumption of the 1707 trust. Presumption's gone. Issue it to the court. Rebut it. And you put in AB infinitum, AB in interim. Forever. And from the beginning. Fraud. Not fucking dead. Not been sent overseas. I have been illegally converted.
And so what do you think motivates all of these people to be so corrupt and treasonous? Is it just the fact? Yeah, so it's economic motivation.
It's money and power. Money and power. That's all it is. Well, now, if you contact the serious fraud squad of the military police, they have to act. Simple as that. If you do it correctly, like I've just done in that document, it states that they are mandated to attend and arrest the people who have committed the crime against the executor.
And is
the
this
crewman.
Is this the first time it's been done?
Mate, there's loads of documents going in now that literally we've been putting them on the notice and notice and notice that we know the scam. It is up to you now to either yield or be executed, because the death penalty is mandatory. It's as simple as that. 1977, your favourite politician, Tony Blair, committed treason by trying to remove the death penalty. You cannot remove the death penalty. It's not yours to remove, it's the people's. You are a purple servant, nothing more. And all they've done is they flipped us into servitude. We're under slavery by presumption of obligation through the 1953 Birth Certificates Act, Birth and Death Act, 1953. Tells you we are now obligated to the state to pay its debts. No, we're not. Nobody give Winston Churchill that permission to do that and change the True Births and Deaths Act. We are all temple vessels to hold the Holy Ghost. That's what it states in the Holy Scripture. Which law is superior? God's law, natural law. So why are they trying to put us under commerce? And that we are now vessels.
That's shocking, mate. I am truly shocked.
You want to see the other stuff I've done? That's the tip of the iceberg, mate. That is the tip of the iceberg.
Right, well, tip of the iceberg, that's been 51 minutes. Probably a good time to wrap up the show so we can come back and do another one.
So, right, mate, whenever you want.
Yeah, that's been ace.
Yep.
Right, everybody, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the outro, and then I will upload this to YouTube as soon as possible. So until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one.
My main interest in all this is to preserve our democratic institution. I want to retain the right to vote, the right to speak freely, and the right to write. If we maintain these basic principles, our democracy is safe. No dictatorship can exist with suffrage, freedom of speech and press.